So let's talk about a huge shift that's happening in business technology. We're talking about moving away from just, buying a bunch of software to actually building an operating system for your entire company.
But first, let me just ask you this straight up. Does your software ever feel like it's, well, slowing you down? The very tools you bought to speed things up? Yep, if you're nodding your head right now, you already get the exact problem we're going to tackle here.
Here's the plan. We'll start with what I call the software trap and the system of silos it creates. Then we'll shift gears to the platform mindset. That's the solution. We'll break down what a business OS is, why it's a game changer, and finally, how you can actually make the switch.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the software trap. This is something that sneaks up on almost every modern business, usually completely by accident.
And here's the absolute heart of the problem. Your business, right? It was built to create value for your customers. But your software? It wasn't. It's just a bunch of separate tools, each built to fix one tiny, isolated problem. And that creates this huge gap, a real disconnect between what you're trying to do and the tech you're using to do it.
So that disconnect, it leads directly to this next big problem, a system of silos. Look, the real issue isn't that you have a lot of different software. Not really. It's that they don't talk to each other. And that creates all this invisible friction and hidden costs everywhere you look.
Just think about the typical tech stack for a minute. You've got your CRM over here, marketing automation over there. Then there's operations software, finance tools, a help desk, analytics dashboards. I mean, the list just goes on, right? And every single one is its own little island.
And what's the fallout from all this? Well, your customer data is scattered across a dozen different systems. Your team spends their days doing mind-numbing manual copy and paste work. You're probably paying multiple vendors for features that do the same thing. And worst of all, your ability to react to new opportunities is just so slow. You end up spending all your time managing the systems instead of actually running your business.
Okay, let's make this super concrete. Think about a customer's journey. It should be one simple, smooth path from the moment they find you to the moment they need help, right? But in this fragmented world, that one journey means somebody on your team is literally copying and pasting that customer's info across 5 different apps. It's slow, it's clunky, and it's just begging for mistakes to happen.
All right, so how do we get out of this mess? It all starts with adopting what we call a platform mindset. And this is a really fundamental shift. We're talking about going from just buying products to actually building your own capability. Seriously, it all boils down to this, a major shift in how we think about our tools. Okay, look at this. On the left, you've got the old way, the product approach, just a messy pile of tools that don't connect with workflows that are totally rigid. But on the right, that's the platform approach. It's a single, unified foundation. Instead of being locked into someone else's system, you have modular apps, all your data in one place, and the power to adapt, fast. So this is what we mean by a business operating system. It's not just another piece of software you buy. Think of it as the environment itself. It's one central place where every part of your business can live and communicate, where data just flows automatically, and where you can plug in new functions whenever you need them, just like apps on your phone.
Okay, that sounds amazing in theory, right? But what does a business OS actually, look like under the hood? Let's peel back the layers and see what makes a unified platform tick.
It all starts with a solid foundation. You have your hosting environment and, this is the most important part, a single unified database where all your information lives. From there, you build up. You add layers for permissions and user roles, APIs to connect to other tools, a powerful automation engine, and even a layer for AI services. What you get is this incredibly stable base where you can build anything new without ever worrying about breaking what's already there. So if that's the foundation, what actually runs on it? I mean, what does your team see and use every day?
Well, sitting on top of that strong foundation is a whole ecosystem of applications. Again, think of it just like the apps on your phone. Your website and lead capture forms, your CRM with all your contacts and deals, your marketing campaigns, sales pipelines, customer support tickets, they all run as separate but totally interconnected apps. And the magic is, they're all pulling from that same singular source of truth, that unified database.
And this is where it all comes together. This leads to what we call the unification advantage. And you're about to see why having everything in one system is so much more powerful than a bunch of separate parts. Once everything is sharing the same brain, you unlock some truly incredible capabilities. We're talking real-time visibility into your entire business, no more guessing. You can create automated workflows that cross departments, something that was basically impossible before. Like imagine a support ticket automatically pausing a marketing email and alerting the account manager all in a split second. Your AI can finally work with a complete picture of your data. And best of all, you can finally build workflows that are unique to how your business actually operates. Your software finally starts working for you, not the other way around.
And you might be wondering, why is this possible now? Well, here's the game changer. AI-assisted development can build these custom applications up to 10 times faster. Yeah, 10x. What used to be a massive six-figure project is now fast and totally affordable. This tech makes the platform approach something that's accessible for your business, not just some giant corporation.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking right now. This sounds huge. How could I possibly replace everything I already have? And you know what? That's the #1 fear. But the real beauty of this whole approach is that you don't have to. It's a gradual transition. You do not have to rip and replace everything overnight.
The whole process is actually really logical, and you do it in phases. You start with discovery, mapping out what you have and where the real pain is. Then you set up that core OS environment. After that, you launch just 1 or 2 high-impact apps, maybe a new CRM to start. You can then integrate with any of the old systems you still need for a while. And from there, you just expand over time. The key is to start small and just keep building.
So here's what that actually looks like. Maybe you start by just unifying your website, your lead capture, and your sales pipeline. You get that running perfectly. Then, down the road, you can expand on that exact same system to bring in customer support, operations tracking, financial workflows, maybe even custom AI assistants. It's one platform that just gets more and more powerful over time.
You see, this whole thing creates a massive strategic shift. The conversation inside your company totally changes. It goes from what tools should we go out and buy to a much more powerful question. What capability should we build into our system?
So I'll leave you with this thought. Just imagine a world where your technology is a true partner, a real enabler, and not a bottleneck. What could your business build if your software was never, ever in the way?